Alright, we've got a 1985 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, garnet red metallic, obviously with wood sides on it, as you can see. Custom OEM Marshall fog lamps. I purchased this car about a year and a half ago from two fellas in Wisconsin who had started a frame-off restoration of this vehicle. I have pictures, I'll post static pictures that they sent me. And they did this frame off, pulled the body off the frame, and sandblasted everything, stripped it all down, totally rebuilt the frame, new brakes, rotors, hubs, brake lines, springs, wheel bearings, axle bearings, totally stripped it down, painted it. I mean, beautiful frame. Totally took the body apart, blasted everything in and out, took all the chrome off, repainted the doors. I think the car originally was white, but you find no hint of that this car was ever white. Everything was redone. So they did that and accumulated a bunch of parts, and after spending $20,000 realized we can't keep going. It costs too much money, as most of these cars do. In any event, I acquired it at that time, and it came and everything was in boxes. Brand new windshield was in the box. Brand new brass radiator was in a box. New upholstery from another vehicle that they had secured, not new, but like new. New air conditioning. It had all the parts. Not all of them matched, because there is a slight difference between an 85 and an 86 to 91 Grand Wagoneer. The dash is different. They had a new dash, but it's for an 86, and they didn't have the dash, obviously. So anyway, but they had 95% of the parts, all in boxes, wiring harnesses in boxes, and they had 2 or 3 of each one, and some fit, some didn't. I think they just grabbed the parts willy-nilly. Anyway, but the good news is they had the frame totally redone, body redone, painted. They had the motor rebuilt, transmission rebuilt. I think they did the transfer case, but I'm not sure. But we went ahead and redid the transfer case, completely redid it. Pulled the transmission, looked at the transmission to verify the work that they did, and my transmission specialist here in West Palm Beach indicated they had used the quality parts, and it was a very good rebuild. So we put it all back together. This car, as you can see, is a beautiful car. The bumpers we pulled and polished, had them professionally polished, and then anodized using a marine anodizer here in South Florida that does most high-quality anodizing of all marine boats. Very expensive process to anodize aluminum, I'll tell you that. But as you can see, the bumpers look beautiful. This is the new plastic grill. Just impossible to get a good looking new metal grill. Windshield, all the trim in place, so forth. So let's open up some of the doors here. This is the interior. What we did with these seats is they really are in pretty good shape, but the cloth is kind of faded, so we went ahead and replaced the cloth inserts in the seats and went ahead and re-dyed the front leather and console, so it looks great. The steering wheel was sent to Texas to a steering wheel leather replacement company that totally stripped it and put all new leather on the steering wheel. We have the ACC Custom Carpets with the custom carpet for carpet mats. Some of these aluminum things ended up being re-anodized as well, although you can buy some of them new from BJ's right now. Went ahead and updated the door panels, not using the old 85 panels. These are 86 forward panels. They don't have the door grab handle. Excellent condition. We also replaced the carpet on the back of the seats, as you can see, with the matching ACC carpet, and did the carpet on the back of the second seat, rear seat as well. It's got a Kenwood radio. There's your dash. We have an odometer, 262 miles. That's since the rebuild. I have the original odometer with 100 and some odd thousand miles, which I'll post in a static picture. New headliner, LED light in the back, OEM light there. The rims were done by Wheel Collision Center in Pennsylvania. They probably do the best rims for these full-size Jeeps. Set them up there. They totally redo them, machine them, whatever they have to do, and put it all back together for you. Really not much to put back together, but anyway, great looking rims. Great company to deal with. Here's the other side. The interior. And there's that. And I'll open up this. Same looking setup here. On the floor, we went ahead, the car came with Dynamat on the entire floor. We went ahead and did the inside of the doors and the back panels so you don't have that tinny metal. Went ahead and lined the inside of the tailgate with Dynamat. The ceiling we did Dynamat and then a bubble wrap type material that's lightweight to help with the heat here in South Florida. All the windows were professionally tinted, which also helps tremendously with air conditioning. Cut down on that. Now let me show you a little trick here. This is a little fob that rolls the rear window down, and this was done by a fellow on the International Full-Size Jeep Association website named Sarah Hill, and he made these tailgate harnesses, boxes, kit like this. I was lucky enough to get one, and it totally uses a separate relay and rewires your tailgate, but it gives you two remote controls. One is mounted on the visor like a garage door opener, and the other one is a very small one like this little key fob that will remotely control your window. There's also a switch on the dashboard that will control it as well. You can see the inside, new speakers behind the old Jensen speaker grills, all new ACC custom carpet, new rubber all the way around. Everywhere there was rubber, we replaced the rubber. All this is new rubber, new windshield gasket obviously, etc. Alright, let's look under the hood. Here's your new brass radiator, new Napa 7-year Legend battery, rebuilt AMC 360. Pretty much, I want to say pretty much everything in here that could be rebuilt or replaced has occurred. New brake booster, new master cylinder, new rebuilt power steering pump, new York AC compressor. Alright, that was the York AC compressor. This car, you're probably looking at all these fuel hoses and this thing and so forth. This car has the Sniper 2300 electronic fuel injection kit made by Holley, which consists of the 2300 throttle body. And in order to install a Sniper on a Jeep, you have to utilize a larger return line back to your fuel tank than the one that comes on this stock. So the only way to make it work is either replace that fuel line all the way back into the tank, pull the tank sending unit out, modify it, the intake size. So you got to drop the tank as well, lower it, redo it, rerun everything, and put it all back together. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is you buy this Rob MC Power Surge fuel pump tank made by Rob MC. You can look on their website and get all the details you want. But in any event, it's a powered unit. There's a pump inside there, and it takes the fuel from either your stock fuel pump, which wouldn't be enough to run a fuel injection setup, runs it through the Rob MC, sends it back to the Sniper, and you've got about 59 psi fuel. I've got a fuel gauge, fuel pressure gauge on here, so you can monitor that if you want. Anyway, redid all the fuel lines with these stainless steel lines. The stainless steel lines run back to the electric fuel pump that I had on this unit. It's mounted on the frame rail underneath the rear passenger seat. Anyway, so the Holley Sniper is a great conversion kit. I've done the Howl kit as well. Howl, you have to drill a hole through your firewall and mount a box about 6 inches by 3 inches under your dash on top of your air conditioner. The only way to get to it is to drop your air conditioner. And the only way to get to it from time to time to make any programming changes, you have to drop the air conditioner. And I hate dropping the air conditioner. And this Holley, the only thing it has is a little LCD 3-inch by 3-inch monitor, which I'll show you on the inside of the car, which is easily mounted and much better than the Howl because it gives you all kind of features, numbers, the ability to log your setup. You can email those log files to Holley. They're very helpful. They'll decipher them for you. All kind of modifications can easily be done on this little Howl computer. The brain to this thing is located actually within the throttle body itself. In addition to that, I went ahead and used the Holley HydroSpark ignition system that's made specifically to match the Holley EFI series throttle bodies. So this comes with the Holley ignition box, the Holley coil, and then the Holley distributor. There is no vacuum advance on this distributor. It's all done electronically. This is all plug and play. These plug in, plug into the rear of the Holley. Very easy setup. Obviously new MSD 8.5 millimeter high energy ignition wires. So the Holley runs great, starts great, runs great. We had some vacuum leak issues which caused some stumbling. Couldn't figure out, but finally pinpointed all the working with Holley. Figured out the vacuum issues. They weren't related to the Sniper, they were related to the 2 vacuum lines that come out of the fuel tank, which are basically worthless. Anyway, we fixed all that, got that all working correctly, and it runs like a dream. So as you can see, the interior firewall, was all painted, and then the parts mounted back on top of it. They weren't painted over. The wheel well, you can see where it was all disassembled and put back together, completely taken apart, painted, hood obviously redone, so forth. New rubber along there, wipers were sandblasted and put back together, painted and put back together. All the little pulleys and small parts, fan, anything that could fit inside a sandblaster was sandblasted and cleaned up just to make the car look so much nicer. This was removed, sandblasted, all this little stuff. I mean, nice detail. Anyway, that's the car. Let me talk about the relays. We added a bunch of relays here to bypass the weak wiring harness that's inherent in these Jeep Grand Wagoneers. So I've got an ignition relay, fuel pump relay. I've got relays for the Holley Sniper, relays for the RAV MC, relays for the headlights as well, relay for the Sarah Hill tailgate harness as well. So all the major electric draws or drains on the ignition system, wiring system have been run on separate circuits. Let's go ahead and we'll start it up. Here's your Holley computer board, whatever you want to call it, and it gives you your voltage, your temperature, your RPM, your IAC based on your oxygen sensor that was installed in the exhaust that measures that, and then this dashboard is a new OEM dashboard. I was able to find it in a box marked with an AMC part number, actually made for 85 and earlier. Beautiful, I mean, you know, new dashboard. Speakers still, grill is still lining out. Kenwood radio, air conditioner, you know, new condenser, new dryer, new evaporator. I mean, totally, air conditioner be redone. That's about it. So let's open the hood, show you the motor that's running. Here's the motor under power. Radio antenna. Most of these chrome pieces were redone if they were corroded. And these stainless steel strips are there. We also installed underneath here, instead of the masonite board that goes under the carpet, we've got ABS plastic board underneath there, instead of the chromy masonite GPU. Alright, let's go for a ride. You can see alright, there's the Holley. You can see it's 12.5 volts, 12.6 volts. This thing is just Velcro on there. You can put it back in the glove box if you don't want to look at it. But it shows you all kind of stuff. You can go in and set all kind of stuff. It will also control electric fans, AC kick-on, kick-off, air-fuel ratio. It's got all your sensors. You know, again, tells you what's going on, so it does have its own temperature sending unit. It checks your battery voltage. Here we are up to 13 volts. Best thing is your little tachometer, yeah, that type of thing. So, great little unit, easily just touch it with your finger. You can change anything you want. Call Holley. That's obviously new rear view mirror. Alright. As I said, we replaced the dashboard, whatever. I've got the old dashboard set of gauges, etc. Show you what was on there. And I've got a lot of static pictures. There we are. Window up. Holley, all your gauges telling you what's going on. Great unit. Again, the Holley was okay, and if you live in California, the only option you have for fuel injection is the Holley, because they've been certified by the state of California. Holley apparently just hadn't gone through the hassle of doing that. Like I said, I did a Holley conversion. It ran great. I just like this so much better. Plus, you pick up a tachometer out of the thing. You pick up another fuel temperature gauge. Fuel cool. Get down low. Ship's nice and smooth. There we are at almost 70. Electric windows obviously work. The mirror works. Mirrors work. Door locks, so-so. The door lock mechanisms were all removed, sandblasted, painted, put back together. If you rebuild them with a little spring that BJ sells, it makes the lock stiff, and the piston from the electric solenoid on the door lock just isn't enough to overpower it. If you have no spring, then the thing will just, due to gravity, just fall into a lock position. So if you leave the keys in the car and walk away, shut the door, it'll lock behind you. So it's a choice of two evils, you know. So, and these never had remote lock anyway, so you're going to have to put the key in it to unlock the door, and the door to unlock it. So electric lock only helps you to lock it once you're in the car, or once you're ready to get out of the car. I fooled with them. I bought different ones, new ones, different manufacturers that claim to be stronger. I just had no luck fooling with those things. They're not that critical to me. I do like it that they don't lock when you shut the door. Alright, so the light changes, we'll swing back around. The two-yard idle, oil pressure just under 40. Temperature right about 202 according to the Holley. Temperature gauge over here shows it in the green zone. Oil pressure right at about 40, going a little higher. There we are, running long again. 50 miles an hour. There's your kick down. Correctly. This Holley is a great unit. No coughing, no spitting, no hesitation starting. I mean, you dealt with carburetors on these things. You know the problems associated with it. know once you get it all set up, you got to do it again a couple of months later. Whereas Holley is constantly relearning how you drive and your air-fuel ratio and all of that, and tweaks the system constantly to keep it running as good as it was. There we are, we're on 65 miles an hour. I also had the steering column rebuilt by Broward Steering Columns. They rebuilt steering columns and wore down. I took it down there, had them rebuild it as well. I think that's pretty much it on the... Also did the vinyl on the window sill here, replaced all of that, most all of those on the old Jeeps fade. Again, the Kenwood has a little remote control unit, new speakers, as I said, here kept the Jensen coverage. That's it. So, pull back in here. Here's undercarriage of car. Apologize for lighting, I'm not a professional. All this frame off was done by the previous owner, removed everything, sandblasted everything, rebuilt motor, brakes, new calipers, new brake lines, new exhaust. Again, I probably rebuilt transfer case and transmission, electric fuel pump that goes with the Holley Sniper. On down the line, you can see we sprayed Raptor bed liner on the underneath. I have pictures before of the where red metal that was sandblasted and then painted. This is not a cheap undercoat rust cover-up job here that most people seem to do. There's the floorboard. You can see that. Come over here. Again, not a professional photographer, but trying to give you as much as I can view of the underside, so forth. Blitzstein shocks, new rotors, springs, everything pretty much was done on the underside. And when I get to the other video, I'll talk about the top side. And let me make a couple more comments about the rebuild. This was my first Grand Wagoneer that we've been working on for a year and a half. I do it kind of as a hobby. I enjoy it. I redid a blue one, but we didn't rebuild as much as we did on this one. When I got this car here from Wisconsin, I turned it over to my mechanic that's worked on all my cars over the years. He's a retired Ford service manager, Ford mechanic. He was a motor pool sergeant in Germany for the Army. He worked on a couple of my military vehicles I used to own. He's a former NASCAR mechanic that traveled the NASCAR circuit. And he's retired and now just modifies old NASCAR cars and brings them back to life. And builds high-end roadsters. Very accomplished mechanic. So he had the car for about 6 months and put it all back together for me. And then I got it and did finished the interior, the wood, all that type of stuff. And then even though it had a carburetor on it, it was running okay. It just wasn't running great. I just didn't like the way it ran. So he was old school carburetor, figured any carbureted car was better than EFI, and I went ahead and with the help of my 2 other mechanics that I use, I went ahead and we put the EFI on there. What a beautiful unit, I'm telling you. You drive the carburetor one, drive this one, you'll love it. I've also got a video that I'll add on here that shows the underneath. The underneath was painted as well, the frame, the wheel wells. They were all maroon color. I have pictures of those, but I went ahead and coated the wheel wells and the frame with Raptor bed liner material. I just didn't want to see. That was not done to cover up rust. That was done to protect the paint, particularly in the wheel wells from chips and so forth. I've got pictures of what it looked like before that. A lot of these cars loaded with rust, and they just spray all kind of stuff under there to cover it up. But no rust on this car that I'm aware of. So it's a great car, great unit. We're here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. If you want to send somebody down to look at it, very easy to fly into Palm Beach International. If you're going to ship these cars, I've always used U-Ship, which is a subsidiary of eBay. You don't pay until the car is delivered to your satisfaction. They do ratings of shippers, etc. Great, easy to use, computer driven, on your iPhone, on your PC, whatever. Great way to ship a car, real easy. So if you have any concerns about shipping, look at U-Ship. You get quotes. People bid against each other to give you the best quote to get the car. And most of the time the car is delivered in about 48 hours from the time you pull the trigger to go ahead and get it. So again, you're welcome to come down here, test drive it, look at it. This is a great car. Beautiful shape. That's all I can say. All right. Look forward to seeing you.